Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Wow Wednesday. If it's Wednesday, it must be time for some wow. And I promise you, you will be wowed today with our guest, Jill Lublin, who is a fan favorite of Women's Prosperity Network going back all the way to our very first year. One of the first workshops we did was with Jill sharing about publicity. Our members have continued to learn from her and get visibility, exposure, and expansion for their businesses due to what Jill teaches. So I'm going to bring her on in just a moment. We're going to talk about guerrilla publicity. Really, how do you get out there? How do you get known? And what does the media want to see from you so that you do stand out? So we're going to talk about that. Before we jump off, a couple of quick Women's Prosperity Network announcements. First of all, I want to say congratulations to all who attended our sales and marketing bootcamp this past weekend. High five. And remember that sales is about being of service to people. And the more confident and comfortable you are in sharing your expertise with others, the more you get to provide the solutions and the impact that you want. That's what it's really about. So, let's get rid of any yucky remnants we may have about, I don't like selling, and just be out there and serve. Share with people how you can provide value to them and others. So kudos to all who attended that. Next Tuesday, which is the third Tuesday of the month, we have our legendary Networking with a Twist, which is an opportunity to come together. We put you into 3 different breakout rooms. You'll have a fabulous time. It is fun, and it's also about making real connections. So go to our website, womensprosperityNetwork.com, and make sure you check out the events calendar for all the wonderful things that we have coming up to support you in increasing your impact and your income. And that'll bring us right to our guest today, Jill Lublin. How are you, my friend?
Well, I am doing fantastic, because no matter what's going on in your life, you're always doing fantastic. At least I am. Love to be here with you.
It's totally a choice. You show up in the face of obstacles, challenge. You just make it happen because you know that you're here to make a difference and your message will touch someone. So I honor you, my friend, and I'm so glad to have you back with us today.
Thank you. I love being here, and I love you and the sisters and my WPN sisters. Happy and delighted to be here.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. So let me tell, for those who might be meeting Jill for the first time, let me tell you a little bit about her. She is an international speaker on the topics of publicity, networking, kindness, and referrals. See the simpatico with kindness being really big out there. She's the author of 4 best-selling books, including Get Noticed, Get Referrals by McGraw-Hill, co-author of Guerrilla Publicity and Networking Magic. Her latest book, Profit of Kindness, went #1 in 4 categories. She's a master strategist on how to position your business for more profitability and visibility in the marketplace. She is the CEO of a strategic consulting firm. And listen in, she has over 25 years experience working with over 100,000 people, plus national and international media. So I want you to really soak in that you are getting suggestions, guidance, and advice from somebody who has not only been an expert in this field for 25 years, she's still doing it, boots on the ground today, doing it for herself and for clients. So this isn't just textbook stuff. This is the real stuff that works. So get a pen and paper handy and make sure you jot down any questions you have, because we will open up towards the end of the session for some questions with Jill. With that, I'm going to bring Jill on, and we're going to dive right into guerrilla publicity, how to get known everywhere. Welcome, my friend.
Thank you, Nancy. It's a delight to be here.
Awesome. So let's kick off with, I'm going to ask this question. Not everybody wants to be on television or in the news, right? Some people have some resistance to it. What's one of the reasons we want to overcome that?
So can I just tell you, you are all visible all the time. What does that mean? When you show up at WPN Networking with a Twist, the event she just mentioned, and please be there because it's great. Here's the thing, you're visible. We need to know who you are and what you do, and you need to have a clear message. Same thing with the media. So my definition of public relations is that it's always happening, my friends. And so what I would advise is the truth is, like, be one with you, who you are, your message, be resonant and authentic to what you do. I know you love what you do because you're here, you're learning, you're focused, you're investing in yourself with your time, your money, your energy. Beautiful. So why, to me, it's like giving your gift to the world, right? And publicity helps you do that, helps you spread it. And I like to say it gives you the 3 M's. If you like M&Ms, you're going to love the third M, which is to magnify, to monetize, and to multiply yourself. That's the power of publicity. So to me, it's like, I just want to say to all of you, it's a great way to reach others, to have more impact, to have more influence, and to really contribute your message out to the world.
Mm-hmm. Right. And that's what we're here to do. So I love what you said, that we're always visible. So step number 1, if you feel any resistance to, getting out there, doing videos, getting publicity, being on additional shows, getting into the media, and you think, oh, I don't want to be that seen, you're already being seen. How about you just shift the way you're showing up and reach more people? Because you're being seen anyway. Like, it's a fallacy you're not being seen. I love that. And Jill,
it's so key to know that everything is publicity. Everything is publicity. And what I'll tell you, listen, I had a woman, she was recently in my boot camp, and she frankly was afraid to come on camera. I get that, but here's what I know. When you know your message, and I'm big about message, when you have something that you can say easily and simply, the great news is that you're able to get yourself out there, connect, and then have the powerful simplicity. What I also notice is confidence goes up, and you accelerate your ability to speak, so that shyness maybe, or that awkwardness that some people do feel, and it's totally understandable. But one thing I know, when you're a message and you have one, you accelerate quickly. So that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I love that the confidence you get from clarifying your message overcomes some of the shyness or the nervousness. And you may look back on some of the videos that you do or the media exposure and say, oh, wow, I was really good. Isn't that what we want? Like, we're afraid of being criticized. So working with Jill and really honing your message and knowing what the media outlets are looking for to pick you to be on their shows are really, really key. And I'm going to take just a moment, and I want to let everybody know this woman that's here today is amazing. You always hear the term, the show must go on, but what does that really mean? Right? What that means is, can I tell them the whole deal? When you wake up at 5 a.m. to be on a show that starts at 6 and have no electricity in your house, need to take a shower that's icy cold, can't have your coffee or your tea because you got no electricity going on, and you find a way to show up anyway, that is a true professional. That is a woman committed to being of service to you. So I want everyone to cheer Jill for showing up no matter what. You had every excuse in the book not to show up today, but you chose.
Well, here's the thing, and the power of publicity. And when you hear the beeping behind me, that's my battery pack on the one light. So if it goes out, I'll just talk to you in the dark. And so, my friends, here's the thing. No matter what's going on in your life, you're showing up. Okay. So the point about showing up is that then you're prepared. And the reality is that you're prepared no matter what, right? So here's the thing, stuff's going to happen in media. It will. I woke up one day, we had, major fires in California. The sky was red. And guess what? I still gave my course because this is the thing. You always have to have plan A, plan B, right? And that is to manage your energy, number one, all the time, right? So when you're in a media interview for 5 to 7 minutes, I want you to manage your energy. I want you to bring it up and to stay focused. Yeah, I could use a little more caffeine this morning, but hey, here we are, and it's a good thing.
It is a good thing. So thank you. You are truly an exemplary model of what it means to be committed first to serving others and getting beyond obstacles, choosing a better attitude. So I just love those things about you. All right, let's get into some actionable steps that we can take, because if you want to have more exposure and you want more people to know about you and the value you bring and the difference you make, give me a yes in the chat. Yes, I want more exposure and visibility. I want more people to know. Tell me about it in the chat. Put it in the comments on Facebook, and let's dive into some real actionable steps that we can take to spread our message so that we can make that difference and monetize.
Absolutely. And I love the yes, because the first thing you are going to be is a yes to every media opportunity. I don't care if they say, can you talk about red, and you're an expert in green, as a funny example. You're just going to become an expert in red. So here's the thing, my friends. The media needs you. I want you to come first from that mindset. And then I want you to expand your mind. Everybody go like this. I can't quite see you, but just go like this. Woo! Because you're going to expand your mind about what publicity is. And so first thing to do is keep your PR antennas. See the PR antennas? You're going to keep your PR antennas up, and you're going to be looking for opportunities to talk about what you talk about, right? That could be oriented toward anxiety. Mental health is really big right now as a topic. Anybody who's an expert in any area of that, you should be paying attention and looking for great opportunities to make yourself known and heard. One of our WPN sisters was actually featured, I remember, in the election, talking about, can a Democrat date a Republican, and can a Republican date a Democrat? That was a let's use it now for what's happening right now moment. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to pay attention, just even on your phone, kind of look, what's going on, what's happening, as celebrity stuff, going into that. So that's a first big thing. Pay attention to what's going on in the news and where you can be an expert and be willing to jump in. The other thing I want to say is start local, because no matter where you are, in Florida or Tennessee or, wherever you live, here's the good news. Your ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox News, all of them need you. And you can start with radio if you don't quite want to go on TV and camera yet. And frankly, TV is a lot of fun if you're willing. And, you got me in your front pocket now. We can practice message and be powerful and succinct. But here's the thing. Your local media, your business journal, your daily paper, they're looking for people to interview, people to feature. So I want you to be front forward and with an attitude of, yeah, I'm excited about this. Where are the opportunities? That's a really good one. The other thing I want to say, go to Google Alerts, put your name in there, put your topic in there. Like, okay, when Profit of Kindness came out, I put in the word kindness, thereby, guess what? Thereby finding out that, November 13th is World Kindness Day. So now we have a summit every year. And by the way, Nancy, I want to gift everyone a ticket to that summit, just FYI. And
okay, awesome.
Yeah. So that'll be fun. And, we do that. Nancy's one of our speakers for our kindness circles we do every month. But the point is that I found out that, for instance, World Kindness Day, because Google Alerts, right? So here's the thing. Definitely register. It's completely free. You go in Google and it'll lead you all the way through. It's a beautiful way to get into the power of media. Okay. And I want to give you one other simple thing that all of you could be doing. And that is write an article. 500 words is really good. Or get someone to write an article for you and put that into medium.com. Great place to post articles quickly and get published, and then you become in the media. And you'd be surprised how, this is what I love about media, is that one begets another, right? I mean, listen, I grew up in Michigan, so I know about snow. And if you ever made a snowball or a snowman, you'll realize that the power of that intensity of building snow and creating momentum will help build your momentum to be in the media. Okay, so that's really a key. And yes, my friends, yes, there's beeping because there's electricity relying on power packs, and hopefully it'll stay here for the interview. Yes. But I'll just say, see, this is the part about the show must go on. So I'm going to keep talking, and you just think of it like a garbage truck in the back while I deliver you quality, good information.
I love it. I love it. That's so good. All right. So let me recap some of those great tips. So go to Google Alerts and put in your name. And this way, every time there's an article or something mentioned about your name or the topic, then you want to go ahead, you'll get notified by Google. You can follow it and see how you can be involved in it. The second suggestion was stay local. And let me share the power of being local. So I think in our very first or second year, I think our first year, we were interviewed on a show. It was in 2008. So the recession was all around, and a local newscaster did a segment on the NBC News called the Recessionista, something like that. She was calling it, like how to deal with the recession. And here we were, a new company, Women's Prosperity Network, providing women with strategies. So she found us and did a whole segment on us. She came out to one of our events, and there was this whole segment that ran on NBC6. So here it was, local news, and this got picked up by NBC news stations all over the country because they had little segments, they had little pockets to fill. So it went into the NBC News repository, and other news stations. I'm getting, opt-ins and people checking us out from, and we're in South Florida. We had just started from Washington, Illinois, California, all over the country. And we're like, where are these leads coming from? Well, it was because my local got expanded.
Well, see this, and thank you for sharing that story, Nancy. And this is the power of what publicity does. First of all, obviously, it's building your credibility, your visibility. It's expanding your influence, right? And it's bringing you leads and prospects. Nancy said, where are these leads coming from? Because people actually take action because of that third-party endorsement, the power of the media talking about you. And there's nothing like it. Listen, I know a self-published author sold 42 books in 15 minutes on a podcast. So I count, podcasts, blogs, your own Facebook Lives, Instagram Lives, LinkedIn Lives, all of it is media, my friends. And you have it more simply than ever in your hands are media opportunities. And I love that. But can I share a super powerful technique that I love too, if I may?
Please, please, please.
Okay. I want you all, remember the expand your mind part. So part of this is using what I like to call everything you've got. And I have more clients featured this way. In fact, Nancy, in a way, used that, being a woman, a recessionista. I love that, by the way. And now she also has braggability on an NBC News clip that happened 14 years ago, forever. Okay, because she can say, I've been featured on NBC nationwide, which is true, right? Not only South Florida, but nationwide. And the other thing I would just want to point out before I give you that resource of her story is that the media, and this is something most people don't know, the media is always looking for other places to fill those holes, we'll call it, in their programming. And they look for interesting stories and people to feature. And they are scanning, because they have fabulous ways to scan, other affiliates, it's called, NBC affiliates around the country. They're scanning your local newspapers. They're scanning for stories. And those stories, my friends, are stories about you.
Hold on.
Yes.
I got to tell you this also. You're always visible. You're always some way publicity. We did a Wow Wednesday show a few months ago with Cece, SVU, one of our longtime members as well. And she was on at 9 o'clock in the morning. She texted me later that day, 7 p.m., and said, Nancy, I'm going to be featured on the NBC6 nightly news. They heard me on Wow Wednesday this morning and want to feature me tonight. Like, this is how it happens. Be on podcasts. Like, one will lead to another, lead to another.
Yes, and people pick up on it, and then you get invited. Guess what? Speaking engagements. One of my clients got on a podcast. Somebody heard her, invited her to speak in their virtual group. Voila, right? And it does, one begets another, and especially the media is a bit, I'll call it incestuous. I mean, once you've been featured, I don't care small or big, guess what happens? You are media now. You are a person of interest because they know, well, she must be good. Not to mention your clients go, whoa, yes, you've been featured in media. And so small or big, I want you to know it all matters and it all counts. Mm-hmm. Now, one way to make more count is I want you to go to nationaldaycalendar.com. And that's a really good resource, nationaldaycalendar.com, a really good resource to show you ways to get in the media in other ways. Okay, so this is something I want you to use everything you've got. Being a woman, International Women's Day, March 8th. Let's start thinking about that, right? Because media, pay attention to this, works 3, 6, and 9 months ahead. So I want you thinking ahead. That way, go to nationaldaycalendar.com, see where there's perhaps a story that you could fit into. Like one of my clients, she's a relationship expert, written a self-published book. Not only is it Valentine's Day, but then there turns out to be Romantic Day or Romance Month. I can't remember exactly what it's called, something like that. There's Love a Woman Day. I mean, there's all kinds of fun things. Mm-hmm. So where can you be featured besides that? And then, my friends, use your ethnicity, use your religion, use every part of who you are. And I must tell you, there was a woman recently in my boot camp, and I look across the Zoom room and I said, may I ask you, what ethnicity are you? She says, I'm Filipino. I said, great. Could we use that? I mean, I know you came in here to promote your digital marketing agency, and that's great. So guess what? She was 28. She is now one of the top 30 Filipino businesses under 30 featured. She is now an ambassador. That led her, that particular assignment, so to speak, led her to 2 speaking engagements literally that week and 7 media engagements literally that week. Wow. Increased her leads. I think she got, it was 12 prospects, 9 of who become clients, literally in 1 week from that recreation of designation. Mm-hmm. Honor for her. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. That's called use everything you've got. So I really want you to think about how else could you be using who you are?
What else you have? What do you bring to the table? And one of the most common challenges I hear from entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs and men too, is I need more clients. I need more leads. I need more qualified leads. Well, this strategy, listen to what you just heard. 12 prospects, 9 clients, 7 more speaking engagements. If you want to expand your business, sharing your message with more people is the most important skill slice of your business to develop. Because if listen, time is our most valuable resource, is it not? Do you want to speak 1-to-1 and have 100 conversations, or 1-to-100, or 1-to-thousands, or 1-to-millions? That's what we're talking about here by employing some of the strategies and techniques that Jill is sharing.
Thank you. And Nancy, on top of that, guess what, everyone? It's free. This is a free strategy. Yeah.
We like that.
You're not paying for expensive ads. Yeah. It's a very high level of how you're perceived because of that third-party endorsement and credibility. Other people talking about you and the braggability forever factor. The fact that Nancy in WPN was featured, it doesn't matter what year it was. You were featured, and that's powerful.
Yeah, yeah, beautiful. We're coming up on the halfway mark. Time sure flies when we get to learn from Jill. And once again, if you're hearing a beeping in the background, it's not from your house, it's from Jill's because she's on a battery pack. She woke without electricity this morning and said the show must go on, which is what you'll do as well. Jill, we're going to open for question and answer in a few moments. I know that you have a couple of more tips and strategies to share, so let me just turn it over to you and fill us up.
Okay, couple things. One is your message. Your message matters. And I want you to think about what's the problem out there. I didn't ask you, my friends, what do you do? Please get off the what I do mentality and turn it into what's the problem out there. That's a really big thing. And then as experts, you are experts. You're going to create real solutions, give people real solutions, nuggets of gold, and powerful things to do. Like I've been giving, hopefully you, all this session, right? The other thing is, see the pretty flowers? I brought you flowers from San Francisco because I want you to plant your flowers, plant, and I want you to plant them now for 3 months from now, for 6 and for 9 months from now. So thinking ahead, I mentioned that a little bit before. I'm going to mention it again because the power of planting seeds helps your publicity garden grow all year long. So I want you to be looking at nationaldaycalendar.com, thinking about, well, what are the holidays that perhaps I could come into, and then maybe make some of your own up. Like the organizer I was working with, and there is National Organizing Month. We created Find Your Desk Day. I don't know if it's me, but how about you? Do you ever have a problem finding your desk? Of course. You know, it's natural for an entrepreneur. And so she created her own holiday.
Love that.
Yeah, so that's a fun one too. So think about creative, fun, and distinct ways that you can get out and always be watching for what's going on and where you can fit in. I'll tell you, because we've been researching hot topics, and not only is mental health and wellness an important topic for these times for obvious reasons, but also the Great Resignation. So guess what? If you're a coach or a consultant, which I know many of you are you an expert in the Great Resignation? Yes, and I'll tell you why. Because you're running your own business. You understand how. Your local media needs to hear from you that you're an expert in running your own business and how, if one resigns from corporate life or their own job, could they run their own coaching and consulting business too? So how's that for a twist?
I love that. And under that, there's also a new term called quiet quitting. So look that up and, you know, just follow the headlines to see how can my expertise add to this conversation is really what we're looking for. I'm going to open up for questions in just a moment. I have one burning question of my own, and that is, how do I get them to pick me to be in the media? Like, how do I get their attention? What do I need to be doing, or what do I say in an email? And this is probably a little bit more involved than we have time for right now, but can you give us some, hint on that subject?
Well, a couple things. Number one, get in front of media. I'm not kidding. Like, really take that step, because I think that's the biggest first step. Because here's the thing. First one to the media wins. What do I mean by that? Like, take action. Okay. Then that action, I like, I'll call it sexy headlines, make your headline on the subject of the email compelling. And then I want you to think about picking up the phone. Yes, my friends, pick up the phone. You know, that thing that we use occasionally. Yeah. And please don't rely just on email. I want you to pick up the phone, call that producer, let's say, of that morning show that by the way, morning shows love great guests, and particularly local morning shows, right? They need to feature people in their market. You'd be surprised how much they need you. So pick up the phone and following up that email. Hey, I just sent you some information about fill in the blank, the power of quiet quitting and why. Here's some things. Here's some pieces to think about as you look for your new job, right? As you look for your new career, and be that voice. Let them know how to connect to you, and then I remind them that you sent an email recently. That's it. I mean, I would do that. And I would think about follow-up. Here's a key that most people don't know. 7 times. In Guerrilla Publicity, we talk about the rule of 7 because most people don't follow up sufficiently. And what do I mean by that? Some of you go, oh, well, I tried 2 times. No, my friends. 7. Think 7. Because that will show your dedication, your consistency. I want you to think 2 words: be consistent and persistent, and be like a terrier, not a bulldog. What do I mean? I want you to nip at their heels and be consistent in your communication. That's the key.
You could also be a 3-year-old. Can I have this? 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 Be a 3-year-old, sweet and kind and persistent and consistent, right? So that's awesome.
Yes, and I bet you I'll give your 3-year-old anything they ask for. So you want to be that voice, that powerful connector, that voice that the media goes, I have a segment coming up, or I need to write an article about. And I will tell you, the local Biz Journal, they do seek experts. You're the expert. I want you to go in with that mindset. The local radio and TV affiliates, they need you on their segments. They want you. And the focus on your message is going to make you so available, and that you'll have the confidence to just know. Let me just tell you that most media interviews on ABC, NBC are, 4 minutes long. Really 4 minutes, you can hold that energy, my friends, and you got opinions. And that's what the media is: expressing your opinion powerfully and connectedly with great words. The other thing I'll just leave you as a final fun tip before the questions is I want you to use you language. If you notice, I've been doing it the whole time. I said, if you notice, I've been doing it the whole time. I want you to use you language, because when you're in media, and I don't care whether small, big, large, when you use the word you on interviews and podcasts and all kinds of fun things you're going to do, guess what happens? People feel closer to you because they feel like you're talking to them. Makes a big difference.
Love it, love it, love it. All right, so let me remind everyone, if you're hearing the beep, it's Jill's battery pack because she lost electricity in her home this morning, but showed up anyway. So I am in the process of unmuting you so you can talk. So if you're on your computer, you're going to raise your hand. If you're on your phone, you'll hit *6. And I trust that this morning's message from Jill not only encouraged you, but lit a fire under your butt to get out there and get more publicity, get in the media, whatever you can do to be out there. Because if you in the past week, listen carefully, if you in the past week have said or thought, oh, I need more revenue, I need more leads, I need more clients, well, this is the way to get there. So I'm putting that fire under your butt, and let's do this. Let's get you out there, because there are people out there suffering who need your message. They need your solution, and you got to get out and share it. So get out there. Jill has lots of different ways that you can continue working with her. One of them is a publicity breakthrough bootcamp that she's got coming up. Can you tell everyone about it? And I will put the link in the chat.
Absolutely. Well, I'm super excited because it's a new program. And what we do is in short days, because I know you're all busy, we are going to be rolling up our sleeves and actually getting documents done that I'm talking about, your message and focusing in on your bio, how to present yourself. And guess what? We have actual media there that you can pitch. Oh my gosh. Talk about right now, great examples of media who needs you. We have actual media there. You're going to be able to pitch them. So that's super exciting in real time, and see what works and see, frankly, what doesn't. That's all important. And they're going to spill secrets to you and tell you what they're actually looking for. So that's super exciting. I'm going to have hot seats. You get to ask me questions. And then I'm going to have experts in all kinds of areas in media so that you can understand what's going on right now and where new strategies can make a big difference. So super excited, short days. coming right up, and we have given you an amazing, let me just say, an amazing value and discount, frankly, as a WPN sister one to another. We wanted to give you a really great gift. So that link is in the chat. Let me just say, it's going to be an amazing, great way for you to spend the opportunity to get real publicity in real time and interactive breakout sessions, all interactive, all directly with me and media that you're going to want to meet.
Love it. Love it. So let me share the link. I'll tell everybody I've put it in the chat, and you go to JillLublin.com. So it's JillLublin, JillLublin.com/bootcamp. And when you get there, make sure you put in the promo code WPN47. So that'll save you, I think, 50% or more on the ticket. So WPN, all caps 47. Again, go to JillLublin.com/bootcamp. Denise Garrett's already registered and looking forward to it. Well done. And I love that you bring media on that you actually get to pitch. And let me just say this. Jill is a gateway to the media as well. You want Jill to know you. Let me just say, and I'm not making any promises on her part, but one of our clients, Jill and I are our collaborators and colleagues, and she called me up and said, who do you know, Nancy, who do you know who is an expert in this? And I was like, well, I've got two people. She reached those two people. The first one who responded in a timely fashion ended up being on a 2-week media blitz tour that got her, I believe, 15 different media appearances.
Yeah, Fox News all over the place, just saying.
Correct. You want Jill to know who you are. She's connected to the media. So again, I'm not making any promises on Jill's behalf, and show up and get out there. This is the fastest path to get more clients, credibility building. Like, there's so much good in this. So let's go. What are the dates?
So I've got one coming right up, 10/19 to 21. Again, short days, my friends. So I'm super excited and to offer you that very great discount as a WPN sister, October 19 to 21, and then in January. You can choose either one. It's all good. I'm just excited to bring this program to you and have you really get publicity and get clear and get things done. I'm a get it done kind of girl. We're going to get it done right there.
Love it. Love it. All right. So again, the link is JillLublin.com/bootcamp, and make sure you put in the promo code WPN47. So put WPN, all caps, 47 in, and you'll save, you'll get it for $47 instead of $97.
And just so you know, it's actually $197. Just
wow. Oh.
Yeah, yeah, so you get it for 47, my friends. All of you get it for only 47.
Whew. Thank you for taking care of your WPN family. Let me go ahead. I'm going to open up for questions. First one up is Rita, the funnel godmother.
Yeah, hi, good morning, Jill. Always a pleasure seeing you speak. I just was on that website and it's still $197. I don't see a place to put a code in, but I also want to let you know that I appreciate your very first tip about putting an article on medium.com, because just the other day I was in a chat with several people and they were all trying to decide which CRM was going to be best for them, the pluses, the pros and the cons. And I was there as an advisor. That led me to write a blog post about the questions that they had and my advice to anyone who's considering that. And I have it written and I didn't do anything else with it except think, oh, I'm going to put it on my blog. Now I know I can put it on medium.com and probably some other places. So thank you for that.
You are so welcome. And I'm super excited you're taking action. So I really want to reward you and connect that to you. Just to also know for everybody, go through the registration, actually do it. And at the end, you'll see there'll be a promo code. That's when you'll use WPN47. Okay. And it'll give you the checkout for only 47. And just so you know, in January, it'll be within the first 2 weeks. We're finalizing that right now, just FYI.
All right, good. And then thank you, Rita. And then someone also asked about the times. And on day 1, it's from 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific.
Oh, good.
Right? Day 2 from 9 to 1 Pacific, and day 3 from 9 to 1. So they're short segments instead of, and thank you, because, you know, my butt gets tired sitting at the computer the whole time.
Well, and this allows all of you to do your business and still be in a boot camp where you can really get things done.
Yep. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. So go to jilllublin.com/bootcamp and then enter code WPN47. Something about it, the code wasn't working. Yeah, the promo, there's an issue with the registration process, Jill. So maybe have Mary Beth check that out later today, and I'll make sure let's make sure everybody goes back to it. So write down the link and make sure you go back to it this afternoon. And in the meantime, get on Jill's list and you have something you offer for free, don't you? A publicity crash course or something?
Yes, publicitycrashcourse.com/free gift. The only other thing I can think of is it might be capital WPN.
Yeah,
So,
I had an issue too.
okay. We'll check that out.
So publicitycrashcourse.com/free gift.
Yeah.
Go there and then you'll get notified. And I think if you just listen, you really want to go to this. And if you're having an issue registering and getting it for the special price of $47, send an email to jill@jilllublin.com and say, please get me in. Because that's we'll make sure she takes care of her WPN sisters and you get that savings. That work, Jill?
Absolutely. We'll make sure that that all of you are in. I'm super excited. Yes.
Okay, beautiful. All right, let's take some more questions. I've got someone in the Tallahassee area, 850-896. Who's that? Good morning. Your line is open.
Oh, good morning. I'm actually in South Florida visiting or living in South Florida because we have a grandson. And I caught this kind of late, so I'm just kind of learning what's going on. So I caught it a little bit late, so I don't understand the group.
Okay, so this is all about getting publicity and getting into the media. So you can go back and watch this from the beginning if you want. Just go to our Facebook group, Women's Prosperity Network.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. Glad that you're with us today. I'm in South Florida too, by the way. Lovely Plantation, Florida.
Oh my goodness, we're neighbors. I'm in Coral Springs.
Oh, right up the road. That's beautiful. What's your name?
Jeanette Dethridge.
Hello, Jeanette. Nice to meet you virtually.
Well, thank you. My husband's 28-year retired veteran. I'm a veteran. And now we have two grandsons. So we're very excited to be here in South Florida.
Enjoy all of that yumminess that comes with grandchildren. And thank you for your service, both of you.
Our pleasure.
All right, beautiful. I'm going to go to our next caller. Next question comes in from Peg Duchesne. Your line is open.
Good morning, Jill. You got up early. You overcame challenges. You make us all proud, showing us what to do and how to do it. As an alum of your previous boot camps, I can't wait for the next one. It's a no-brainer to sign up. And I want to give a plug as well to your kindness circle. I've been a part of that all year. And it's just so great to take a pause, focus on kindness, focus on giving kindness to others. And I'm doing a gratitude challenge in November that was prompted by being in your kindness circles. So I'm looking forward to all of that. And just thank you so much. You and I met at the University of Maryland probably 12 or 15 years ago. And I'm just so delighted to always be in your circle and see you come to WPN and gift us so many great tools and knowledge. And you're just wonderful. So a big hug from the East Coast to the West Coast. And good luck with your power and all the things. And I will see you at your next boot camp. And I'll see you at Kindness Circle before that.
Oh, Peg, thank you so much. And it's a delight and a blessing always to serve you, and so fun to have our journey continue. Thank you so much. And that brings up, Nancy, if you could, we want to gift everyone a ticket into our Kindness Summit. And they get that through jilllublin.com/K-Summit. K-Summit. And that's for everybody. That's part of what Peg's in. Super excited to do a beautiful opportunity to serve all of you in the area of kindness. You always need more of it, as we all know.
All right.
And by the way, can I just say, kind companies get great publicity.
I was going to ask you to tell that story, actually.
Which one?
Oh, yeah, I know, right? The one about Panera, I think it was.
Oh, thank you. Yes, yes, yes. So in the Profit of Kindness, we interviewed and looked at all kinds of companies, and frankly found consistently that kind companies get great PR, as well as, of course, are more profitable, have fabulous employees who are happier, the whole thing, right? All up the board. And so we did this beautiful story about this wonderful grandson whose grandmother was literally her last night of life. She says, I want clam chowder, Panera's clam chowder. He calls Panera up. It's in a small town in New Hampshire. He says, my grandmother is dying and she really wants clam chowder. And the woman said, you know, it's Tuesday. I'm so sorry. We make clam chowder on Friday. And, you know, that's clam chowder day. And he said, well, she's not going to make it till Friday. So that woman, you know, the minimum wage woman who answered the phone, knew an act of kindness, knew that something new had to be done. She made that darn clam chowder. She gave him a box of cookies and just, you know, embraces and hugs. It was Tuesday. It was her last meal, Panera clam chowder. Now, let me tell you something. That grandson wrote this up. And talk about publicity, right? It has spread. In fact, I just looked recently and it got over 300, over 330,000 comments, connections. That's just on social media. That doesn't even count all the other publicity and powerful, shall we say, spreading of the word. That's the power of publicity, my friends. That's why it matters. All of your actions matter. Showing up matters. That Panera Bread wonderful woman who made that clam chowder, she's now a district manager because she did the right thing, the kind thing. And frankly, the publicity that came out of that one act in a small town multiplied Panera's reputation and profits.
Yeah, so good. Such a great story. All right, Denise Garrett, are you still here? I saw you had your hand up. If you would like to ask a question, I think she might have had to go. Nope, there's
I'm here.
There you are.
Jill, I have a couple of questions actually. The first one is, do you have any recommendations on how to prepare for your wonderful boot camp coming up, so we can get the most?
Yes, thank you. And I'm so glad you registered and glad it worked. So
I registered beforehand, so a long time ago. Yeah.
Fantastic. I would think about your message in particular, because that will be one of our first segments, about your message. And I'll walk you through the formula. I'm going to give it to you in the boot camp. It relates to what we just did this morning. It's focusing on the problem today. So I want you to start being with that. And then, Denise, I'm going to tell you, you're going to get the opportunity to pitch media and to ask me very specific questions. So do the pre-work and actually send your questions in. That'll make a big difference for you.
Okay. And then another quick.
Hold your question, because this just came in for you, like hot off the press, breaking news. So with your niche of supporting people going through divorce or in the process of or after a divorce, you have a topic opportunity right now with the holidays coming to really share some messaging about how to survive the holidays as a divorced person, dealing with your emotions, being alone. Like the holidays is a big time for all of this. And you can also share, as a former firefighter and you had a, therapy practice as well. Like you bring a lot to the table.
Oh, I love that. Use everything you've got. Former firefighter. The other thing I want to add, hello, Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. My gosh, you have an amazing opportunity to talk about that. And anybody who's an expert with the Amber Heard, Johnny Depp piece is going to, which is going to mainstream media again, because they're going through all their appeals process, is jump on that. If you're a conflict expert, negotiation expert, divorce expert, love expert, that's at least 4 or 5 topics right there with a story that's hot right now.
Beautiful. All right, Denise, your next question.
So, as my county's first and only female firefighter, I was in the media a lot back in those days, and sometimes they misrepresented me. And so I realize as I'm getting out there more now, I have that concern again. And I'm sure you have some recommendations on how I can just let that go.
Yes. First of all, do not please drag your past into your present. That's an overall general good life strategy, number one, and particularly in media. But here's the thing, Denise, can I just tell you the truth? Most public memory, I'll call it, is very short. So the fact that, quote unquote, they misrepresented you, here's the truth. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you got featured in media. So I want you still to play this up, girl, because it's powerful. It's wonderful that you were represented in media. People are not going to go back and read every word. Do not be concerned about that. What you need to do is lead forward with, I've been featured in boom, 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 boom. As you go out there, again, if it comes up and a media person asks you, you can just say, oh, that was a mistake on their part, and brush it off like nothing, right? Because
Love it.
That's going to help you a lot. And I want you to come in with a new, like, wow, I have been featured in the media. I am powerful and I got a new story to shape. And, when you're talking to media, making sure that the message that you put out there is the one you want. And the reality is, they're human too. Things might happen. Doesn't matter. What matters is that you got featured, that you are featured, that you can have that braggability and power of being in media and putting it out there. Very wonderful. And congratulations. So I want you to really see it like that. That's going to make a big difference for you. And I think will be a good shift for you.
Great. Thank you so much.
Good. Really, really good. Thank you, Denise, for sharing. That was beneficial for lots of people, I am certain. And we do have a couple of minutes left. I see a couple more people in queue, and I have some questions in the chat and in the comments. So let me ask my one of those questions, and then I'll bring on Maureen Sapp in just a moment. Will the boot camp be recorded if we can't attend live? And will I get the replay?
So I will tell you, we're recording for internal purposes only. It's a very important, be there because media pitches, be there because there's interactive breakouts and you're going to get not only my feedback, but your circle feedback. So my answer is be there because that's where the value is.
Because there's no replays.
No replays. You got to be there live.
Yeah, be there live. Get the most. And either October or January for one of those dates. And again, if you're having an issue with the link to register, simply email Jill at jilllublin.com. So GILLLUBLIN.com. Send her an email and say, I want to register, and they'll make sure that they get it fixed so that you can get in. All right, beautiful. Let's go ahead. And Maureen Sapp, your line is open.
Good morning. I just wanted to say I just accidentally found you this morning and I was like, hey, let me check it out, because usually I'm stuck in the office.
Awesome.
Oh my God. Like, I've got one of those desks that has a shelf on top of it. And I now have like sticky notes, like bam, 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 bam. Unfortunately, I looked on Google Alerts and I do not exist. But that's okay.
You will now. You can change that.
Yeah. So I've been doing outreach for veteran nonprofits, mostly for mental health or financial assistance.
Wow, thank you. That's good.
But out of the blue, I got a phone call to do my new job. And I am now like supposed to be pitching so we've got a new, oh my God, my brain is just gone this morning. I still haven't had coffee. We've got a virtue recovery. So it's like a veteran focused recovery. And we cater to a lot of things that the VA will not allow, like, you know, CPAP machines, walkers, wheelchairs, service animals, stuff like that. So now I'm trying to learn how to shift my thing, because before it was all veteran nonprofits, and now I've got to shift into, you know, VAs as well. And how do I?
Veterans Day is around the corner.
Yeah. So yeah, I just got this job like not even 2 weeks ago.
Congratulations.
So I'm trying to, thank you. I'm trying to like figure out how to get this, because I even told our CEO that this place offers something that is such a need in our veteran community, that even if he fired me tomorrow, I would still be promoting his facility, because I personally know veterans who were kicked out of rehab because of disciplinary issues, because of, you know, I can't live without my dog, or they weren't allowed in because they would have to surrender their dog or whatever, you know. So
yeah, Maureen, first of all, what beautiful work you're doing and a contribution. And if you would, I'd like to know more about this. There are a lot of people in our community that I'd like to connect you with. So just send an email to Nancy@nancymatthews.com with 2 T's. Okay. And now Jill's got some suggestions for you.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, first of all, yes, thank you for this beautiful work. I mean, to me, anything around vets, and this is for all of you who are obviously Veterans Day. Let's put full, you know, excitement and focus on anything around that, anything around job opportunities, openings. I mean, there's so many ways in you could go that I think would be really interesting. International Women's Day, I mean, there's so many different pitches that I would really support you with. And then again, feel free to reach out to me so we can, let's say, feather this out a little more, and definitely get yourself in the boot camp. You're going to have a blast. Really
I can't make this session because I've got a public speaking on the 19th and a grand opening on the 21st.
Yes. So here's what I want to say to all. Yeah, no worries. When you go to register, you'll just put January, and then we'll move you to January. It's not a problem.
Okay, thank
Beautiful. You're welcome.
Good to have you with us, Maureen. And Maureen, when you get a chance, go to our Facebook group, because as you were speaking, a couple of our members were like, I want to connect with you. So for the purpose of being of service to veterans. So this is awesome. Good.
Awesome. Well, thank you all.
You're in the media today.
Yay.
Let's get it, right?
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Thank you, Maureen. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Get out there, share your message. Be sure, once again, to go to jilllublin.com/bootcamp. Enter code WPN 47. And if you have any issue with registering, just email jill@jilllublin.com. And I want to say thank you for being my friend, being such a value to our community, for showing up and being a rock star no matter what, my friend. You're amazing.
Well, back at you, Nancy, and I'm just delighted to be here with all of you today. I hope that I've given you value and benefit. WPN is amazing. I'm delighted and blessed to be part of this community. And I want to say to all of you that your message matters, my friends. Let's get it out there. I'll see you at the boot camp, and I'll see you in the news.
All right, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Share your message and make that impact and difference you're here to make. In essence, be the one. Have a beautiful day, everyone. We'll see you next week.